mangiamo e non ci perdiamo in chiacchiere. Allora, benvenuto a tutti. Dove sta Michele? Auguri a Michele che compie 18 anni. Allora, benvenuti a qua, guardiamoci tutti. Ragazzi, benvenuti in questo magnifico teatro. Credo che l'esperienza teatrale di oggi comincia nel varcare quella soglia, perché siete in un luogo non solo accogliente, ma in un teatro all'italiana degno di essere chiamato tale. Vi raccomando due cose: non usate i cellulari, non consultateli, perché la luminosità dà molto fastidio agli attori e per rispetto del loro lavoro evitiamo di farlo. Assisterete ad uno spettacolo del quale non vi preannuncio nulla, tranne che vi invito a fare un applauso ai due ai due attori interpreti. Intanto a un nostro conterraneo, una persona di grande talento, che non dimentica la sua terra e che spesso fa delle incursioni ad Altamura con dei progetti meravigliosi, che è Carlo lo Iudice. Magnifico, e poi capirete perché, Pete Starrett. Questo progetto di uno spettacolo in madrelingua, uno spettacolo in inglese, c'è stato dalle scuole sempre fortemente richiesto, dai docenti, e quindi siamo contenti che i vostri docenti, soprattutto devo dire un grande grazie alla professoressa Tragni, che ha creduto e ha molto spinto perché voi foste qui oggi. Quindi, detto ciò, raccomandandovi il silenzio, siete grandi, non devo dire altro, vi auguro una buona visione, vi auguro di divertirvi e alla prossima.
La storia che sto per raccontarvi è dell'incredibile. Avvenne una mattina di qualche anno fa. Vivevo un momento molto difficile. Mio padre era morto da poco e il negozio di famiglia era passato nelle mani di mio zio e di mia madre. Avere un dialogo con loro era davvero molto difficile e io mi trovavo ad un bivio. Non sapevo se dover restare, dover partire o dover affrontare le cose con coraggio. Anche con la mia ragazza le cose non andavano per il meglio. Quella mattina avevo appena parcheggiato la macchina e mi servivano degli spiccioli per il parcheggio. E fu così che incontrai Sam, un artista americano di strada. Cominciò a parlarmi di Hamlet e di Shakespeare con una passione che ho raramente rivisto nell'arco della mia vita. Ora, come questo libro abbia potuto cambiare radicalmente la mia vita, è un qualcosa davvero difficile da spiegarsi, eppure è entrato a far parte di me. È una delle letture che ripeto più spesso, è il libro che mi porto sempre dietro ed è il libro che continua ad offrirmi delle risposte, anzi, forse dovrei dire che mi offre delle domande giuste, quelle in grado di farmi riflettere. Tutto questo sembra assurdo, ma lasciate che vi racconti esattamente come sono andate le cose quella mattina.
grazie.
Il cranio?
Ehi, cosa stai facendo?
Per prendere i soldi. Devo pagare il parcheggio.
What are you doing?
Ah, English. I'm taking the change.
No, don't take the change.
No, I mean, I need to change 10 euros.
I need to change.
Yeah, I need to change.
Sorry, okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
10?
Yeah, 10 euros.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay, 50?
50 is for you. Thank you.
Yeah, 2.
No, sorry, you're a writer?
No, I don't have. I quit.
Ah, I quit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How you call it? Like jazz music?
No.
Rock music?
No, actually, what I like to do is like.
Punk music?
No. I mean, no. What I
Rock and roll music?
No, I like to go.
It's
to
a folk music.
No. What I like to do is go to places and sort of take recordings and sounds and colors.
Are you a painter?
No. I mean, I record things at places and then I push them through kind of some filters, and that's what I mean by colors. So, for example, this.
That's wind.
Well, it's wind, but it's at a specific location in Denmark, in Helsingør, or this. That's a sea. It's in Bali.
Bali?
Bali.
Bali, not far from here.
No, Bali, in Indonesia.
Bali.
Yeah.
Bali, okay. Did you get something from here? I mean, from...
Yeah, I did.
Place?
This morning.
Yeah?
You want to hear it? Yeah.
Hey, this is the one with my explodes? Hey, I like it, man.
Hey, man.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Nicola, by the way.
I'm Sam.
Yes, sir?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from, Sam?
I'm from the United States.
Oh, wow. What about New York?
No, about 4 hours north of New York, a place called Boston.
Boston?
Yeah.
I've been there.
Really?
Yeah, I have family there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yes, I've been there many times as a kid.
Yeah.
And that's my cousin.
Yeah?
He has a well-known restaurant there.
Where?
In Boston.
Where
The
in
North
Boston?
End. The North End.
The North End?
Sorry, you know, in Italy we have this problem with H. I wanted to say end, not hand.
Okay, yeah, North
End.
Yeah, I lived there.
Yeah, the Italian area.
Yeah.
And did you know Pizzeria Mario's?
You know Mario's.
Of course it's my cousin.
I lived around the corner, 5 minutes from Mario's.
You know Mario's?
I was there every week.
Oh, wow. You know Mario, maybe?
No, I don't think so. Who's that? Is he the big guy?
Yeah, really fast.
Yeah.
That's my good ball.
Yes.
That's my cousin.
Oh.
Hey, great. Like it.
Nice.
Are you not missing America?
Well, you know, I miss my president.
Really?
Oh, yeah? No, come on. Do I look like a Trump supporter?
Oh, God, no. No. I mean, come on. That's not Trump.
No.
Definitely not. Well, I mean, cool.
Yeah, no, so I don't miss. I've been on the road for 3 years, and I don't miss it.
Are you like traveling with a van?
No,
With the car?
No.
The car?
What?
The car. I have to pay the parking.
Yeah, right.
Cool. Thank you.
Ciao.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Ciao.
How long are you staying here in the city?
No, I leave soon. I go to Greece next.
You know, Sam, I envy you.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, probably you don't make enough money, but
No.
man, that's fine.
No, I make enough to live, but no, I really don't make a lot.
Wow, really good.
What do you do?
I also play.
You do? You play music?
No, I play with people's mind.
What do you mean like this for a job?
No, that's my girlfriend. She says that I'm playing with her mind.
Ah, yeah. I see. Do you?
No, not really, but you know, she says that I'm doing it. But I play theater.
You did?
Yeah, in town when I was younger.
You're an actor then?
No, I won't call it, but it's kind of hobby, you know. We had a company here in town named Gli Sfalzini. Gli Sfalzini.
Yeah.
You know the meaning?
No.
It's kind of the lazy people.
Okay.
The losers.
Okay.
You know? I mean, they were losers, I'm not.
Okay, of course.
Yeah. And yet we had this comedy, so funny, named A Capodanno. Si mangia assai, ma non si fa mai l'amore.
I don't know what that means. My Italian is not so good.
At New Year's, you eat a lot, but then
You dance.
of course you dance. It's the first of the year. No, I mean it's you eat too much, you know. But then
I don't know. You don't go home. What is it?
yeah, of course you go home. You can't sleep there. But I mean, you eat, but then
I don't know what that means.
this. Forget it. Come on. It's okay. Anyway, I have a work now, a normal job.
You do? Okay, what do you do?
I'm working in my family's furniture job.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
So
a
you
shop.
you make sofas and tables and stuff?
Yeah, for offices, you know, this stuff, yeah. My father was the owner before he died.
Sorry to hear it.
Oh, I mean, it's okay. It happened 1 year ago. The mafia killed him.
Really?
It's a joke, Sam. Oh my God, it's a joke. No, of course not. I mean, but he is dead.
He's dead? He is dead?
Oh,
so that's not a joke. Your dad is dead?
Yeah, my dad is dead.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
And now I have to deal every day with my uncle.
Yeah.
That's horrible, you know.
You don't like him?
It's not that I don't like him, but he's old school, you know what I mean? I have ideas. I want to make online shopping, I want to make a new website, applications, but my uncle is really, you know, old mentality. So different from my father. And my mother, my mother is with him.
Your mother's with him?
Yeah.
Like as a...
No, it's with him. She agrees, you know, with him. It's kind of, she feels comfort.
Well, sure. I mean, your father died, so
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And anyway, they say that I'm playing weird.
Weird?
Yeah. I'm acting weird. Am I weird? Come on, sir. Look at me. Am I weird?
No.
Am I weird, sir? I'm not. I'm just angry about it.
You're hangry? Oh, angry. You mean angry?
Yeah, that's the H pro. I would say angry. Angry, not hangry.
No, it's because we have this word angry and hunger. If you're angry because you're hungry, you're hangry. So we have the same thing. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
You know? Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, and my girlfriend, she says, you have to take a decision.
What kind of decision?
Yeah, I have to decide whether to be or not to be there in the shop. You know,
that is the question.
Yeah, that's the question. But what I really want is to revenge my father.
Revenge is foul and most unnatural murder. Murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural.
I don't get it. I don't want to kill anyone.
No.
It's not about murder. I just want to talk with them.
I understand. I've never met you before, but you have to let me say this. Your life is kind of amazing.
It's amazing? I told you all this shit happening in my life, and you find it amazing.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. Because your story has been told before.
Yes, of course. Anyone, fathers die.
Even there, 'tis sweet and commendable in your nature that to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know that your father lost a father. That father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for a certain term to do obsequious sorrow. You've never heard these words before.
I can't follow you.
Okay, you've never heard them. You've never heard them?
No, I don't know.
Listen, I have something to show you. Oh, and the book. I call it the book, Hamlet, by William Shakespeare.
Ah, Shakespeare.
You've heard of it, yeah?
Yeah, but I'm not in this kind of drama, you know. I mostly play comedies, you know.
But do you know the plot?
Yeah, of course I know.
And look, I also have a copy in Italian because I'm trying to learn a little Italian. So,
well, you know what? It's Shakespeare.
what do you mean, Shakespeare? What do you mean?
Isn't it boring?
Yes, if you've seen, there are bad productions that I've seen that are terrible. But when it's good, there is nothing better. It's more exciting than any television show. It's better than any action movie. There's life in there. There's blood and revenge. There's murder, sex. It's all in there. Do you know the plot?
Well, yes, I read it years ago. I don't remember now.
So listen. It's very simple. Hamlet. His father has recently died. Yeah. His mother. What do you think his mother has done?
Crying?
Yes, she's crying, but she's fallen in love. But she hasn't fallen in love with just anyone. She's fallen in love with her dead husband's brother. Yeah? Do you see why you remind me of Hamlet?
Hey, my mother is not sleeping with my uncle. Okay? First.
Are you sure about that?
But I see the point.
Okay.
I see the point. So, let me to repeat. There's this guy, Hamleto, il padre il re di Danimarca. That's okay. And he muore e la madre sposa il fratello del padre, lo zio di Hamleto, but kind of after a year, I don't know.
No, 2 months.
2 months?
2 months.
That's unfitting.
Unfeeling, that's a good word for it. But now the story gets a little bit weird.
It is already weird.
Yes, but it gets even stranger because the guards of the castle, this is 1600, right?
Okay.
This is a castle in Denmark.
Okay.
The guards of the castle, they run and they say, "Sir, we need you to come to the parapet." And Hamlet says,
What's a parapet?
no, he doesn't say that. What he says is,
No. Sorry. Le guardie arrivano e dicono ad Hamleto andiamo on the
parapet.
What's
oh, the parapet. You don't know what a parapet is,
No.
of course. Yeah, the parapet is the place in a castle where the guards will throw stuff down to people who are invading, you know, the upper wall of a castle. But, you know, the place looks like this. It's like the classic image of the parapet.
The roof.
No, it's not the roof. It's the place where they walk. What's it called? It's a parapet. It's a parapet. I don't know what the word for it is in Italian. It's a parapet.
Parapetto.
Parapetto. Yeah. Yeah, parapetto.
Why you don't say parapetto?
Okay, it's a parapetto. So the guards come and say, "Sir, we need you to come up to the parapetto." And Hamlet says, so what does Hamlet say?
Why?
Yes, why? Why do you need me to come to the parapetto? Sir, because someone wants to talk with you.
Who wants to talk with me?
Your father.
The dead guy?
The dead guy, exactly.
Hey, no. I got your point. You're good, man.
What?
You're good, man.
What?
The guards. They're smoking weed.
No,
It is.
No,
Come on, the guards, they do it. Yeah,
Listen,
come on, all the night. They're drinking beer, playing cards, talking about women,
maybe
smoking weed.
Yeah,
you know.
they are. Of course,
They do it.
they have nothing else to do.
Yeah, but they're all the night there on the parapet.
Okay, so listen. So the guards were up on the parapet, the parapetto, and they really did see this ghost.
The ghost?
They saw the ghost.
What's the ghost doing?
I don't know. It's floating around, doing what ghosts do. I don't know, but they really did see. Yeah, they really did see the ghost, and the ghost says, and so he has to run up to it. So he waits until it's night time. Hamlet. He waits until it's night.
No, moment. So, why Hamlet is waiting until it's night?
I don't know, because I don't know. But
No, why? Why he doesn't go right up on the parapet?
No, but you have to admit the story's better if he waits until it's nighttime.
No, it is better if he goes now, there, right now.
Okay.
Come on, there's the ghost.
Okay, there's the ghost. He sees him floating, and it's the ghost of your father. And the ghost looks at him and says,
Mi manchi, figlio.
no, what does that mean?
Mi manchi, figlio.
What does that mean?
I'm missing you, son.
No, he doesn't say that. No, the ghost says, I was murdered. I was killed. And I was killed by my brother. your uncle.
Aha! Because he was the king, and his brother wanted to be the new king, so he killed him.
Esattamente.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's terrible. And now, not only that, but the ghost says, you need to kill him. You, Hamlet, need to kill my brother, your uncle, tonight.
Really? And he gets a gun?
No, he doesn't get a gun. He gets depressed, actually.
Huh? Okay, but none of that has happened in my life.
What do you mean? You're depressed?
No, I'm not depressed.
Well,
But sometimes I'm...
okay, and your
I'm a bit
father,
depressed.
your father's died. Your uncle is the head of the company. Your mother is with him.
Yeah, but all these murders,
And I, the son of a dear father, murdered.
No, nobody's murdering.
Listen, I'm sorry, you have to forgive me. This is my favorite playwright, and this is his most magnificent play. Your life has so many parallels to it. In fact, can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, of course.
I'm afraid to ask it, but what is your girlfriend's name?
My girlfriend's name?
Yes.
Guess it?
Guess?
Guess.
Okay, help me.
Yeah, come on.
Is it Ophelia?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Really?
No! Come on! What's her name? Miss Ophelia? Of course not. Is that Hamlet's girlfriend's name?
Yes, it's Hamlet's girlfriend's name.
Okay, I see.
Well, I hope your relationship is in better shape than theirs, that's all I can say.
Why?
Well, let's just say that with all the parallels in your life, one of them dies.
Un altro muore?
Yeah. Okay, listen. Here, come here. You come here, stand here, look at me, but close your eyes, yeah?
Should I close my eyes?
Well, just a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm still here, huh?
Open your eyes.
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, till the foul crimes done in my days are burnt and purged away.
Did you understand it?
No.
Here. Okay, so that's the book you have. Here, look.
No.
Okay, so try it in Italian and see how it feels.
Should I do it?
Yes, just give it a read.
Ok. Io sono lo spettro di tuo...
Io sono...
Put the things on. Put some
Okay,
music.
it's on, it's on.
Come on.
It's on.
Music.
Io sono lo spettro di tuo padre, condannato a vagare la notte, fino a che non siano arse e purgate le gravi colpe di cui mi sono macchiato nei miei giorni di natura.
That's amazing. I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay, it's very good. Now, he goes on further to say,
"'Tis given out."
now this given out means sort of like fake news.
A fake news?
Yeah.
Yes.
"'Tis given out that sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me."
So he's saying that while he's sleeping in his garden, a snake bit him, and that's why everybody thinks he died.
So don't make no moment. He's sleeping there in the garden and a serpent.
A serpent, a snake.
A serpent, yes.
A snake comes in.
Thus, the whole ear of Denmark
The whole ear of Denmark, meaning the entire population.
Okay.
is by a forged process of my death rankly abused.
Ok. So l'intera Danimarca da questa falsa notizia viene tradita, non solo il re.
Yeah.
Got it.
And so pay attention to this word ear,
Orecchio?
because at first it sounds like a random image, the ear of Denmark. Oh, that's nice. meaning the whole population, everybody who hears the fake news in Denmark. But then later in the scene, we find out that Claudius has killed the king by pouring poison into his ear.
Il momento, non puoi uccidere qualcuno mettendo l'orecchio, il veleno nell'orecchio. Can you do it?
No, I don't think you can. But its important part is that he's given us an image before we need to see it. So it prepares us. And Shakespeare does this all over the place. And it's an amazing technique because what it does, well, you know how, for example, there's an advertisement here and there and there. Why do you think there are so many advertisements all over the city? Or why do you, the first time you hear a song, it goes into your head, and then you think, yeah, it's a song. The second time you hear it, you say, oh yeah, I like that song. The third time you say, that's my song.
It's a kind of propaganda.
It's a kind of
if
propaganda.
you see an image and then you see this image again and again and again, it sounds familiar to you.
Exactly. Okay. So by the time we learn about the king's death, we say, oh yeah, the ear. That's very interesting.
And all this stuff. Il re nel giardino, il veleno, il serpente. It reminds me il paradiso terrestre, for example.
Exactly, the Garden of Eden. And that's an amazing point, because in the first case, Shakespeare is giving us the image. In that case, that's the image that's already in our heads. And so he's playing upon that. So it's amazing.
Yes.
So if you think about it, you put yourself in a theater in 1600.
Okay.
You're in England. There's no electricity. So that means there's no lights.
Right.
So how do they see? They have to have an open sky. There's people sitting around, but the stage is open. Down here is open.
Okay.
Right? This image in front of you is mud. There's no scenery. It's an empty stage.
Non ci sono scenografie? Niente?
Nothing.
Okay.
They may have a sword or a crown. That's it. There are wealthy people up high. The theater today is made for wealthy people, yeah?
Yeah,
for
educated,
educated, the students. Hey.
Switch off your phone.
Yeah. But in Shakespeare's day, they would have been filming the entire production if they had phones. They would have been talking, eating, people selling food. It's more like a football match or a wrestling match.
I got your point. C'era anche gente del popolo che vedeva questi spettacoli. Ok, ma a parte i ricchi, la gente del popolo come faceva to understand this language?
Okay, now, it's a good question. How can they sustain a 3-hour performance with people down here who have paid maybe a penny to get in? They're farmers, they're thieves, they're prostitutes. They can't read or write. How can they follow a 3-hour Shakespeare play?
I don't know.
I'll tell you, I think this is why. There's a secret code that's built into the language of Shakespeare. You don't hear it at first. And it's a very simple device. It's called iambic pentameter. And this is how it works.
C'è un codice segreto, iambic pentameter.
Iambic pentameter. And it's a fancy word to say that it's a way to organize sound. So an iamb is a short beat followed by a long beat. Here.
So there's this code you use?
So there's a short beat. No.
That's the market.
That's the market.
That's the market.
So this, short beat, followed by a long beat. And then a pentameter is 5 of them, so it's 5 of those in a row. 3, 4, 5. The entire play is built on that structure. Now, I'll give you an example. Here's a line from Shakespeare, and see if you can find that within a minute.
Okay.
So full of artless jealousy is guilt. It spills itself in fearing to be spilt. You don't hear it at first, but you play it like this. So full of artless jealousy is guilt. It spills itself in fearing to be spilt.
That's great.
So it's built into the entire thing. It's this sort of invisible support structure. So for example, I grew up in the United States. I speak English. If I go to a Shakespeare play, I don't understand the first 5 minutes of it. It's not our language. But after 5 minutes, you sit back and you start to say, oh, okay, I can just let the images wash over me. This rhythm supports it from underneath.
It kind of resonates in you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's like a music. It's like a song.
So before you met me, what did you think of the character Hamlet?
Well, Hamlet, the crazy guy?
The crazy guy, yeah. The crazy guy. People often play him as crazy. They'll mess up their hair. They'll walk around, stagger around the stage. Sometimes people play him as pretending to be crazy in order to... You get up.
Okay.
But I think there's a different way to play it. And I've never seen it done. And if you played Shakespeare one day, I would suggest that this is how you play it. Okay. Imagine, your father has told you to murder your uncle. Now, in 1600, to murder your uncle doesn't mean shooting him from across a plaza. It means stabbing him with a knife. It means you're going to get blood all over your hands. It means you're going to look in his face as you stab him. That is something you've never done before. I don't imagine you want to do it.
No, absolutely.
And as you're waiting to do it, because you have to decide, is this the right idea? Yeah. A ghost told me to kill my uncle. Is this the thing I should do? And meanwhile, you're remembering your father saying, revenge me, I was killed. You believe the ghost of your father. Yeah. He's saying, why haven't you done it yet? Why are you waiting? Why do you take so long? What's the matter? Are you a coward? And you're saying, I have to do it, I have to do it. And then your friend calls up, your phone rings, and your friend calls up and says, hey, come on, man, we're waiting for you at the Fanta Calcio.
Hey, leave me alone, guys, I have to kill my uncle.
Exactly. So I think that this is what's going on with Hamlet. If that was going on with you, you might forget to dress yourself. You might forget to wash your hair. You might, and your friends would say, Nicola, he's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy.
It's just the pressure.
And so he does this. Oh, so, for example, this is what he does to his girlfriend. He says, try this, look at this. He says, get thee to a nunnery.
Vai in un convento.
No.
This is to Ophelia?
This is to Ophelia, his girlfriend. He's basically breaking up with her. He's saying,
vai in un convento.
Vai in un convento. If thou needs breed, be a breeder of sinners.
Perché vuoi farti matrice di peccatori? Se mai dovessi prendere marito, ti lascio in dote questo pronostico. Vai in un convento, addio. Se tu d'un marito non potrai fare a meno, sposati un balocco. Un uomo intelligente sa fin troppo a che razza di mostro siete capaci di ridurlo. Vai in un convento e presto, va, addio. That's terrible. It happened to me yesterday with my girlfriend. Mi ha chiesto di accompagnarlo all'università. Io gli ho detto no, non ho tempo, il negozio, mio zio, mia madre da fare, non ho tempo per le tue cose, non puoi chiedermi continuamente cose, non posso stare dietro ai tuoi esami, alla tua università, le tue richieste, lasciami in pace. Poi lei ha cominciato a piangere, io ho sbattuto lo sportello, sono andato via. I'm terrible. I have to call her. I have to call her.
Now I am alone. What a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit that from her working all his visage wanned, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting with forms to his conceit. And all for nothing. What would he do had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have? He would drown the stage with tears, confound the ignorant, and amaze, indeed, the very faculties of eyes and ears. And yet, I, a dull, muddy metal rascal, peak like John of Dreams, unpregnant of my cause, and can say nothing. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain, breaks my Peter cross, plucks off my beard and blows it in my face, tweaks me by the nose, and gives me a lie to the throat as deep as to the lungs? Who does me this? Ha! What an ass am I. I'm sure this is most brave, that I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore, unpack my heart with words.
Grazie, 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 veramente grazie, grazie gente, grazie. No, va bene, grazie, poi ci vediamo per il caffè.
What happened?
I got the ticket, 60 euro, la multa.
I was just thinking, who knows now that Hamlet has to do this? Who is aware that the king was murdered? Who is it?
Well, I mean, Hamlet?
Four, there's four.
No, della morte, dell'omicidio, lo sa Hamleto, lo sa il fantasma, the ghost, and Claudius, the uncle.
The audience. What about the audience? The audience knows as well.
They know.
So basically, there's a relationship between the audience and Hamlet for the rest of the play. Mm-hmm.
That's smart. What a mind is Shakespeare.
So now we have, everybody's wondering what's going on with this crazy guy, right?
Okay.
The mother wants to know what's wrong with her son. She loves him. She sees him falling apart. She wants to know what's going on.
Okay.
Claudius wants to know if he knows that he's killed him. Yeah?
Perché è preoccupato, ha paura. Yeah.
And Polonius comes in the room. Polonius is sort of the, how do you say, the prime minister. Prime minister walks in and he says, "My madam and liege, I think I know why your son is mad." Listen, you do it here. Yeah? Oh, listen.
This.
Yeah. Okay. So listen, you're going to play Polonius. He's the prime minister.
Me?
Yes.
No, come on, I can't do it.
Here. So you're going to play him, and he is. Polonius. All you need to know about Polonius is that he's the prime minister. He's here to convince Gertrude and the king, and
Moment. So Polonio è il primo ministro e deve convincere la regina e il re? Or what? What should I convince for the...
Convince him that he knows what's wrong with Hamlet. Okay. And also you have to know this guy is a guy who he talks a lot.
Qua. Okay. What? Should I start?
Start.
Okay. Signori, che egli è pazzo, è vero?
Speak the speech, I pray, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue.
Signori, che egli è pazzo è vero, e che sia vero è un vero peccato, ed è un peccato che davvero sia la vera...
Do not saw the air too much with your hand, thus. No, but use all gently.
Gently?
You must acquire and beget a temperance that give it smoothness.
Smoothness, okay, yes. Smoothness. Like this, signori, che egli è pazzo, è vero, e che sia vero.
Be not too tame neither.
Not timido.
Let your discretion be your tutor.
Okay, I do it. Signori, che egli è pazzo.
With this special observance,
okay.
That you let the action to the word to the action. With this special observance.
L'azione alla parola.
With this special observance, that you o'erstep not the modesty of nature.
Okay.
Go.
Signori, che egli è pazzo, è vero, e che sia vero.
For anything so overdone is from the nature of playing, yeah?
Okay.
Which was and is then and now to hold as 'twere the mirror up to nature.
The mirror up to nature. Okay. Signori, che egli è pazzo, è vero, e che sia vero un vero peccato, ed è un peccato che davvero sia vero
più arte. Meno arte e più sostanza.
Okay, but can I do it?
Yes, go.
Signori, che egli è pazzo è vero, e che sia vero un vero peccato. Ed è un peccato che davvero sia la vera figura del pazzo, ma tagliamo corto che non sa qui da usare l'arte. Ammesso che è pazzo, e rimane adesso da scoprire la causa dell'effetto, o per essere precisi del difetto, che anche questo effetto difettivo ha la sua causa. Questo rimane, e il rimanente è tutto qui. Ponderate. Io ho una figlia, l'ho in quanto mia, la quale per dovere, notate, d'obbedienza, mi ha consegnato questo foglio. Ascoltate e inferite. Alla celestiale idolo del mio cuore, Fioribella Ofelia. Brutto questo appellativo, Fioribella, un basso neologismo inaccettabile. I like it. It sounds like a music. It sounds like a rap.
It sounds like a rap. To expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, what day is day and night when time is time. We're nothing but to waste night, day, and time. We're nothing but to waste night, day, and time. I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. That he's mad, 'tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true, a foolish figure. But let us grant him then, and now remains that we find out the cause of this defect, for they rather say the cause of this defect, for this defect detected comes by cause. Thus it remains in the remainder thus.
Great.
Thus it remains in the remainder thus.
No, I can't. No, I'm not in this kind of music. No, I can do it.
Just try it.
Just try it. Please, just do it. But okay.
Thus it remains in the remainder thus.
Che gli pazzo è vero che sembra un peccato che davvero la figura dell'impazzo battagliamo contro chi non sa usare l'arte penso che il pazzo è rimane da scoprire la cosa ripeto per essere precisi del difetto che anche questo effetto difettivo la mancanza questo rimane tutto qui ipoterate una figlia che è un effetto mio l'obbedienza che ho segnato questo poi lo scovate infinite. That's terrible!
No, come on. It's great, it's fun. We think of Shakespeare as old, and that we couldn't. It's a way of organizing rhythm into meaning. It's the same. It's no different in a way.
Okay, what happens now?
So what happens now is
Polonio li convince Gertrude e Claudio?
Sure, it worked. And not only that, but Polonius has a new idea. He says, Madam, I have a better idea. Let's go into the room. You, Madam, you are Gertrude. No, you are Hamlet. Let's play you are Hamlet. And I am, so you are Gertrude. No, you are Hamlet. You're going to play Hamlet. It's better to play Hamlet. I'll play Gertrude, yeah? And Polonius says to the two of you, I want you, Gertrude, to go into the room with Hamlet, and I will hide behind the curtain, yeah? There's Polonius hiding behind the curtain.
Polonius, so Amleto parla con Gertrude, Gertrude vuole parlare con Amleto, mentre Polonio si nasconde dietro la tenda per ascoltare.
And watch
this.
This is what happened. And now, go here, and we're going to go, and we want you to play. This is a scene between Gertrude and Hamlet. She comes into the room, and they're both, at the end of the play, they're both angry. And this is a scene that's amazingly written. He writes it like a tennis match. It's like, faka, sika, faka, back and forth. There's quick little lines back and forth. So what? This is the sort of representation. So go, maybe, back there.
Where?
Back there, and...
Like here's okay?
Just untangle this.
Okay, but what can I say to my mother now? I mean...
Well, you'll read it. It's written for you.
It's written?
Yeah.
You know it? It's okay?
Oh, it's in English, yeah?
No, in Italian, of course not in English. I can't do it.
I don't know this. I don't know this.
Okay, I'm ready.
Amleto, tu hai molto offeso tuo padre.
Oh, madre, voi avete molto offeso mio padre.
Andiamo a non rispondere con leggerezza.
Oh, venite, non rispondete con tanta tracotanza.
Ma chi ti prendi, Amleto?
Ma che volete, madre?
Hai dimenticato chi sono?
No, per la croce, no. Voi siete la regina, la moglie del fratello di vostro marito e purtroppo anche mia madre. Ed è per questo che non ve ne andrete finché non vi avrò dato uno specchio dove potrete guardarvi fino in fondo.
Exactly. And then she's afraid that Hamlet is going to kill her. So she says, aiuto, aiuto! And who's behind the curtain? Polonius. And he's an old man. What can he do?
No.
He says, aiuto! And Hamlet thinks that is Claudius. And he says, now's my chance.
What an act!
And he kills him.
So Hamlet, now, he's a murderer.
He's a murderer. And not only that, but when Ophelia hears about her father's death, she kills herself.
Ophelia muore? Come?
They found her floating face down in a river.
Moment. There's something I can't understand. Okay. What about Claudius? He's not stupid, come on. Claudius il patriarca, eh? Lui adesso sa che Amleto può uccidere. Perché lui sa che Polonio è morto. Quindi lui ha paura di Amleto. Che cosa fa? Non può restare lì a guardare. He needs to talk with Hamlet. Hamlet. Where's Polonius?
At supper.
Che cazzo significa supper?
A cena?
A cena. Supper. Okay, that's good. Hamleto. Where's Polonius?
At supper.
At supper.
Oh, not where he eats, but where he is eaten. You see, a man may fish with the worm that hath fed of a king, and then eat the fish that hath fed that worm. See?
Un uomo può mangiare un pesce che ha mangiato un verme, che ha mangiato carne di re, e nutrirsi di quel pesce che ha mangiato quel pesce.
What does it mean? Where's Polonius?
Oh, he's in heaven. Oh, sorry, he's in heaven. Sorry, he's in heaven. Send somebody there to see. And if you don't find him there, seek him in the other place yourself. I haven't found him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a gangster shit.
It's gangster shit.
Yeah, totally.
It is.
I like it. And what happens?
Well, they all die.
That's incredible. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's something. This guy, this Hamlet, it's terrible. Let's say it's terrible. He killed Polonius. He mistreats his mother. He's really bad with anyone, but still, a part of me likes him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy, this is it. This is the point. Hamlet is a person who causes suffering, right?
Yeah.
He treats people terribly. The people that he loves, he's cruel to them. But yet, at the same time, that's what makes him human. He's flesh and blood. He has these enormous challenges in front of him, and unfortunately, he's not up to the task, as we say.
So
It's impossible for him to do this, but it's not impossible for anyone. It's impossible for him.
he feels this great pressure, but he feels paralyzed. E questo è quello che chiamiamo il dubbio amletico.
Yeah, the biggest question. Whether we continue to live and suffer, or whether we die. To be or not to be.
Essere o non essere.
That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune,
Se sia più nobile nell'animo soffrire le frecce e le sassate dell'oltraggiosa fortuna,
or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing, end them.
oppure armarsi contro un oceano di guai e con l'opporsi stroncarli, morire,
To die.
dormire,
To sleep.
niente più.
No more. And by a sleep we say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to?
E col dormire dirci che poniamo fine al dolore e agli altri 1000 accidenti naturali che sono il retaggio della carne.
'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished.
È una consumazione da invocare con la preghiera. Morire,
To die.
dormire,
To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub.
sognare. Sì, ecco l'intoppo.
For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause.
Perché in quel sonno di morte quali sogni potremmo avere?
For who would bear the whips and scorns of time,
Perché sopportare le fruste e le ingiurie del tempo,
the pangs of despised love,
le pene di un amore disperato,
the law's delay,
le more della legge,
when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin?
quando uno con le proprie mani potrebbe darsi la quietanza grazie ad un pugnale ben affilato?
Who would Fartles bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of?
Ma c'è il pensiero di qualcosa dopo la morte, di quel paese inesplorato dai cui confini nessun viaggiatore ritorna.
Thus, conscience
does make cowards.
Questo fa impallidire la volontà.
And resolution of thought is sicklied over with the pale cast of thought.
E anche le grandi imprese, per questa ragione, perdono il nome di azione.
And enterprises of great pitch and momentum, with thus their currents turn awry and lose the name of action.
What happens then?
Well, they all die.
Oh,
Not all of them, but most of them. Claudius, Gertrude, Polonius, Ophelia, Hamlet. Hey, what are you going to do, Nicola? I've never met anyone who has this many parallels with this guy's life. What are you going to do? Are you going to be Nicola? Or are you going to be Hamlet? What do you think?
How much you make, burning them sticks, slide that ketchup over my way. She caught a quick flash of his hind little hands as he turned to walk away. Now for many it's comfort, for others it's death. Maybe it's both in the end. Eventually you'll know, but by then it won't matter. Just keep looking at her as you say goodbye to an old friend. Which one of us will be first in this stumbling race to the grave?
Grazie mille, grazie per essere venuti qui stamattina. Vi abbiamo fatto perdere un giorno di scuola, ci dispiace. Ok, allora abbiamo penso qualche minuto, se volete, per delle domande, se avete delle domande che potete fare in italiano, in inglese, se volete anche far comprendere a Pete, perché Pete non parla italiano. So we need to translate or ask how to someone to help us. Se volete fare delle domande, intanto vi diciamo che questo spettacolo è nuovissimo e questa è la seconda replica che facciamo. Ha debuttato lunedì al Teatro Mercadante di Cerignola, domani abbiamo altre 2 repliche a Foggia, quindi l'abbiamo creato per voi ed era la nostra idea di Hamleto, come parlare di quest'opera meravigliosa. Tra l'altro oggi è la giornata mondiale del teatro e sicuramente in tutto il mondo in questo momento stanno recitando Hamleto da qualche parte, sicuramente. Sono centinaia e centinaia performance, io prendo tempo aspettando che voi troviate il coraggio. In genere le donne sono più coraggiose degli uomini. Coraggio di fare una domanda. Qualcuno vuole smentire?
Come vi siete conosciuti?
How do we meet each other? Allora, noi viviamo a Berlino e abbiamo recitato, penso, 5 years ago o 4 years ago, in un'altra performance che si svolgeva negli appartamenti a Berlino, ma in diverse stanze. Erano 4 scene e il pubblico girava, era un site-specific spettacolo, e avevamo 2 scene diverse. Peter in cucina con un'attrice, io ero in camera da letto, ragazzi, lascia stare. Avevamo questo spettacolo e ci siamo conosciuti lì, e poi il Teatro Mercadante mi ha chiesto per il 2º anno consecutivo: ma avete uno spettacolo in inglese? Ho detto: guarda, abbiamo questa idea, perché ne stavamo parlando, di fare un Amleto diverso per gli studenti, cioè non 3 ore di Amleto in lingua originale, che è bellissimo, per l'amor di Dio, ma rischia di farvi odiare Amleto, Shakespeare, l'inglese e il teatro, ma qualcosa che fosse più indicato per voi che siete un pubblico, secondo me il più bello in assoluto dal punto di vista di un artista, ma anche quello più difficile, perché se non vi piace lo spettacolo voi cominciate a parlare, siete terribili, potete diventare terribili. If they don't like the show, they can be really awful. They can do, start talking each other, fantacalcio, what you do is nice, let's go to drink a beer, no? Ok?
Comunque hai dei capelli bellissimi.
Ci siamo messi d'accordo prima, poi mi come dici
allora, una classe di oggi,
la quarta F
vi omaggia proprio per aver portato questo spettacolo qui. Siccome si vergognava come una ladra la fanciulla in questione,
dai, trova il coraggio, su.
Sara, fatti vedere almeno. Sara, affacciati, eccola. Hanno fatto per voi questo e ci terremo a fare.
Grazie, molto bello. Thank you, Sara.
Thank you.
Grazie. Molto bello.
Hey, look, he's got Carlos' hair.
Carlos hair. So, you're the blue man. Ci sono domande, ragazzi?
No, si come vedete,
Sì.
Volevo ringraziarvi a nome...
Lo dica in inglese, così lo sento anche qui, se vuole.
Volevo ringraziarvi a nome anche dei miei colleghi, perché è quello che noi cerchiamo di fare ogni anno, cioè avvicinare Shakespeare alla realtà quotidiana di tutti i giorni, quindi i nostri giorni, far capire che non è un drammaturgo old school, cioè vecchio stile, ma che parla di tematiche molto vicine a noi e quindi soprattutto ai ragazzi giovani d'oggi. Quindi non è un autore boring, come avete detto giustamente voi, l'avete rappresentato benissimo.
Grazie mille. Shakespeare is not an old and boring and author, but this. Yes,
Thank you. And this is. I'm glad that resonated with you, because this is something that I wanted to say, but I'm always afraid that maybe the teachers won't like it, because where I've grown, I grew up in.
With your idea.
Yes, and it's very nice because I feel like take these things that are in society, that are in the arts, whether it's a symphony and a play. If we do this to Hamlet, if if we make this out of Hamlet, the book of Hamlet, Shakespeare, nobody's destroying the book. You can take it, it's a tool, do whatever you want with it. It's a way to express, things to other people. Use them. No, this art is not sacred to me. It doesn't mean that it's not important, but it's not sacred. It's not to be held up and put on a pedestal and be delicate with it. Mess it up, change it, destroy it, and it'll come back together for somebody else to do the same.
There's a question here.
What would you like to perform in the future?
Richard III.
What would you like to perform in the future?
There's another play that I'm a huge fan of it. I know you like it too. Richard III.
Yeah, we love Richard III. You know it? Riccardo III?
He's a
bad guy. Dovreste, non si dice, no, you should, I said you should, sorry. Vi consigliamo di dare un'occhiata a questo libro, Riccardo III, un'altra opera di Shakespeare, perché è molto bella. E poi c'è questo personaggio veramente diabolico fino in fondo, e anche qui ti scatta l'interrogativo: why do I like him? Am I diabolic? Am I a diabolic person? Sì, ci sono degli interrogativi interessanti anche lì. Oddio, sono solo! Ci sono delle domande? No?
No?
No, I just want to say, could you do me a favor? This is a very indulgent thing, but we don't have theaters like this in the United States. So for my family... Is it okay if I take a photo so I can show my mother?
It is really nice that in English you say to play theater, because we say recitare, which is kind of to recall something, recitare, quasi pregare, recitare di nuovo, recitare, but it's nice that you say to play, because this is theater, un gioco. You take something, you take a book like this and you start playing, inventing things, and also put your music, use your English as you can. That's my English. It's improving, it's not perfect, I don't care. Usate, non abbiate paura di fare questa roba qua, se suonate, perché il teatro è un gioco, e questa roba qua è molto importante. Spesso è colpa degli attori che ripresentano dei mattoni insopportabili e ovviamente odiate il teatro, giustamente. Ma non odiate tutto il teatro, odiate quei mattoni e quegli attori, non tutto il teatro.
Signori e signori, Carlo lo Giudice.
Ok, di nuovo grazie ragazzi. Sorry, there's a question.
We interrupted you while you were singing.
Allora vi lasciamo con l'ultima canzone di Pete che ha composto lui. Grazie per essere venuti.
This is a song that I sang here. It's maybe 3 minutes, if we can wait another 3 minutes. This is a song that I wrote many years ago. I was thinking about my girlfriend at the time. She's now my wife. And she,
ragazzi, lo so,
No, but I was thinking, and this came, I was 20 years old, so I wasn't much older than you. And I thought, what is the, what's going to happen if we stay together, and then one of us is going to have to die at the end. And basically that's what this song is about. It's a story about a couple who come together, they make it through life, and in the end they have to face something like that.
how much you make, burning them steaks, slide that ketchup over my way. She caught a quick flash of his hot little ass as he turned to walk away. They sat in a booth after he locked the place, knees touching side by side. There's something different about this. She knew it after they kissed. He wasn't afraid of her lies. Now for many it's comfort, for others it's death, and maybe it's both in the end. Eventually you'll know, but by then it won't matter. Just keep looking at her as you say goodbye to an old friend. She knew then and there she could probably care just enough to make him see what good enough means, but he'd already seen alone isn't always free. So skip ahead 40 years, they didn't have any tears left over from all that time. They knew the time it had come, all the moon and the fun unceremoniously left behind. Now for many it's comfort, for others it's death, and maybe it's both in the end. Eventually you'll know, but by then it won't matter. Just keep looking at her as you say goodbye to an old friend. Which one of us will be first in this stumbling race to the grave? I can't decide which is worse, me or you in the hearse. Either way, it's a lonely day.
Grazie ragazzi, dovete andare a mangiare ragazzi. Non penso che non abbiamo più tempo, per noi potremmo restare anche. Noi non mangiamo.